If you're a user of CPAP bilevel ASV, you in fact are a PAPper person. So welcome to the channel. My name is Jason. I'm a registered polysomnographic technologist. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. If you're already using Oscar or SleepHQ, this video is going to be about using those programs, installing those programs, getting comfortable with those programs. So if you're already using it and you know someone that kind of needs a tutorial on getting up and started with it, you can maybe reference this video for them and say, hey, check this video out. It'll show you exactly how to do it. That'd be great. So the reason for this video is most of you folks, most of you people are busy using the MyAir app. The MyAir app is complete crap. It is basically giving you, the app is giving you a summary of your entire night of sleep data that is very granular. It's very detailed. There's a lot of nuance to it. But it's just saying, let's take this whole night full of every breath you've taken all night long with your PAP therapy device and your leak trend window, just doing all kinds of different stuff. And then all of a sudden it just summarizes it and it says, night was good, night was bad, leak was good, leak was bad. And it just spits it out at you. And it's actually not even good because it'll say like, hey, you had a great night last night. You slept really well. And you're like, God, why do I feel like crap though? So it's like, MyAir is like a gaslighting app, and it's like your doctor uses the gaslighting app to further gaslight you. They're like, really? What? You said you slept poor, but your MyAir app said you slept great. So I'm trying to unlock your mind here. Just get used to the idea that sleep is a difficult thing. You got to get used to the actual data, and you can't get used to the data if you don't have access to the data. So you can have access to the data through several things. One is Oscar, open source CPAP analysis supporter, and the other is SleepHQ. Both of them require you to have an SD card. So lucky for you, you have an SD card slot in your machine. This happens to be an AirSense 11. The AirCurve 11 bilevel machine is also gonna have an SD card in the same slot. If you have a maybe an AirSense 10, it's gonna be on the same side. You have a little flap that says SD on the side. The card will be in there. If there is no card in there, which those typically don't come with a card, you're gonna have to buy one. So mine happens to be, I think this is actually only 1 gigabyte. You can use 1 gigabyte, 8 gigabytes. I don't think you really need to go higher than that. This data is quite compressed, so it really doesn't take up a lot of space. Just grab any SD card you have. If it's 2 gigabytes, perfect. Whatever you got, throw it in there. And this is going to have detailed data on it that you're not going to get anywhere else. Question I often get, oh, I haven't had the card in my machine. If I just put the card in, does it download all the data to it? No, just the very rudimentary just the very rudimentary MyAir app data, just the crap data. It will put that on the card, but nothing else. This card needs to be in the machine for it to record the detailed information to it. Then you can take the card out, put it in your computer, and download all that detailed data. Okay, so we have our card. I've been recording data. I'm a good little boy. I'm a good little PAP user. So we have that. We have the card. We'll put that here for now. But now, so you want to be sleeping with that, with the card in your machine. Okay, so now we need to download it. What do we got to do? Let's go to sleepfiles.com/Oscar. You hit enter and it takes you to this website. Now, I have a Windows computer with it on. There's different instructions here if you happen to have a Windows computer. I am not going to be using a Windows computer, but all the tutorials right here for you to use. So I have a Mac. I'll be showing you how to do a Mac, but there's Mac installation instructions here. But we're going to go ahead and click on this Oscar. Went down into my download folder. I'll open that up. You can see all my thumbnails from before. And so this is the installer. It just pulls this up. If you read the README files, it'll just tell you, hey, drag the Oscar into the application. You might be tempted to drag this down into the applications folder at the bottom. That's not the thing to do. You literally just drag it into this folder and you get a little plus mark that says, yeah, it's going. So now it's in there. That was it. Oscar's been installed. So let's go ahead and see if we have to open it. Sometimes there's another problem we run into, but here is Oscar. I'm gonna click on that. And oh no, it says that I can't use it. Well, that's a shame. So what we're gonna do is go into our applications folder. So we're gonna go ahead and click down on the control button as we're trying to open it. So control, click, and we're just gonna go ahead and open it anyway. We're gonna say yes. So I already have some data on here because I have data folders, and I'm guessing they just all transferred over. So most of these are mine. I have my dad and I have a family member. But this is basically what your profile page is gonna look like, except without all this stuff. You're going to have to start your own profile. So these open profile and edit profile are gonna be grayed out. You're just gonna have new profile. Literally this data, this info is so unneeded. So you just put in whatever you wanna title it, hit next, 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 finish. You wanna accept and save, and I just said no, that was stupid. So next, finish. You wanna save this? Yes, I totally do. So if we go back to this profile page, we're gonna see this is the one I just opened. There's nothing downloaded in here. So what we have to do is open that profile. Remember, this is gonna be your new profile. We're going to go into the welcome screen up here. So I just toggle up here, profile, welcome. Daily overview statistics are all grayed out because we haven't imported any data yet. So we need to go to the data CPAP importer, and this is where our card comes into play. I'm gonna stick this in my computer, and now I'm gonna go back to CPAP importer, and you're gonna notice this is like really, really smart. It'll find the data. So right there, it just said, hey, we noticed that you have a machine that looks like this. We found some data. You want to import it? You're just like, yes, I would. So the first time you do this, it's going to take a little while. It takes some time. So, maybe while it's doing that install, what we can do is we can go ahead and check out CPAPsupplies.com. That is the sponsor of this video. One of my favorite things about CPAPsupplies.com is one, they offer a fat discount. If you use discount code LankyFall, you can save 25% off your mask or accessory order, or you can use discount code LEFTY20, save 20% off, but you also get 5 loyalty reward program points. So I think the best thing you can possibly buy is the Hurricane Dryer. So see that $189? Ignore that. Ignore that. That's fake news. I actually happen to have the Hurricane Dryer. It is fantastic. You take your wet humidifier tank, you take your wet mask that you just washed. By the way, I use Mask Bright. You can find that on Amazon. You wash your mask like you normally would. Maybe you're using Dawn dish soap, but you wash it, you rinse it, you put it in the Hurricane Dryer, you push how much time you want, and then you come back moments later, and by moments later, I mean 30 to 45 minutes later, and you have yourself a squeaky clean, dry mask to use for the next night. So we have that Hurricane Dryer here in our cart, 189 bucks. Let's go ahead and put in a Lanky Fall, even though we're getting close to winter. Automatically saves you $47.25. So you can get this slick piece of hardware for $141.75. You're welcome. Check out the sponsor of this video, CPAPsupplies.com. Okay, so it's done. All we gotta do, we're still in our profile, the JKD5, and we go into daily view. This is where we're gonna see all of our very detailed data. So sometimes this will default to the calendar's not down. So you're like, what? What am I looking at here? You wanna have the calendar down so you can see what days you've used it. If they're highlighted in blue, it indicates you have used them on those days. So there's a bunch of data points here. Last night I actually slept like crap, by the way, which is weird because it looks like I didn't sleep like crap. Whew. But that just goes to show you, this is the AHI that's being spit out. It says I had a perfect night last night. I had what I would describe as a not perfect night last night. But what you want to do is organize your data in a way that makes sense. And by that I mean the way I do it, of course. Event flags are at the top. It's kind of nice for clusters of waves, clusters of events flag, but ultimately with the machine flags isn't real helpful. But you want your flow rate. This is the golden goose right here. Pressure is really unneeded if you're using a static fixed pressure, but I like to have it there. Leak rate is very important, like very important. And then flow limitation, a lot of people will use. I personally find it to be incredibly stupid. I don't like it at all. I find it to be 100% worthless. But I'll show you some things with that. So we have pressure. So snore, not really helpful. Tidal volume, not really helpful for most people, although you can usually find these spots here that look absolutely crazy, like it's cruising along. These absolutely crazy spots, I'll just highlight that section. It's gonna be REM. Oh, shocker. Look, it's REM. So you can almost use that to find REM breathing patterns if your overall breathing is fairly smooth. So let's keep going down the line. Mass pressure, really not important at all because we're gonna be getting all that from the flow rate. I know a lot of people will spend time on that. Respiratory rate, not real helpful if you're on a regular CPAP machine. If you happen to be using like a bi-level ST device, it's pretty helpful for that, but otherwise no. Minute ventilation, not helpful. Inspiration time, not helpful. Expiration time, not helpful. AHI, definitely not helpful. Time at pressure, also definitely not helpful. So that's why I like to stick to just these and really not even this one. But most people use like an APAP, and so it'll be going up and down, up and down. I would highly recommend switching to just CPAP mode. So you have flat fixed pressures, but that's a different video I've done multiple times. So that's basically it. Now, how do we navigate this thing? So I can hit my down arrow, zooms out. I can hit my up arrow, zooms in. That's not real helpful though sometimes. Sometimes I just wanna, what is this? What's happening like right here? What is that? Left click, drag and release, it'll snap to that spot. Now I can still go down and zoom out, up and zoom in, or I can scroll left arrow, right arrow, left arrow, right arrow, down. I'm scrolling out. So that's pretty much it. Now, if I want to go to a different day, I can just click on that different day right there. Click on any day here. Now, if for some reason I want to type a note in, you see how these are like a light blue color? If I type a note in like used for lanky lefty, Jesus, video, I can go ahead and go off of that. And now all of a sudden that's going to be bold, which is really cool because like sometimes you write notes to like, I tried a VCOM in, I tried this, I tried that. And then you can, what did I write there? Oh, let's see. I wrote, I use this for a lanky lefty video. How very helpful. So that's what you can do with this. Fantastic tool. Now there's other things. You have an overview screen. This has all the data, like the AHI values of what you did on specific nights, has how many hours of usage. I don't find this particularly helpful other than if you're looking for trends in the AHI. So sometimes people will try something different on like October 23rd. They tried something different and then you'll notice a huge change in the reported AHI. It doesn't really tell you anything, but at the same time, it kind of tells you that things changed maybe for the better. Statistics page is also very helpful. This is like something a doctor would use for a data download or for the compliance data. It's not helpful to you. This is just crap data. This is my Air app data. It's stupid, it's lame, it's super generic. But down here you have changes to the device settings. I actually find this very helpful. Like if I'm working with patients through my website, axgsleepdiagnostics.com, if you want to have a PAP therapy analysis, I can go and look at what pressures have been sampled. Was EPR on or off? What was the pressure? Was it fixed? Was it auto? Like what happened? So sometimes I want to see like, God, I see they did 10 and we've been working with 10. God, I sure would like to see 13. Oh, look, they tried 13 and I can say, look, they tried 13 on the 30th. So I can go back into my daily view. I can go back and oh, they tried 13 and I didn't have my card in. Rookie move. I never do that. And the one day I did it, that's crazy. That's a rookie move. Always put your card back in your machine. But anyway, you can use that to toggle around and see what days you tried different pressures. So another program that you can use is called SleepHQ. Now I will be completely honest with you. I like Oscar a whole lot better. But here is basically, we can manipulate data very similarly. So I can, this happens to be my data. It's a thick boy. Because I'm a thick boy, and I can see the pressures here of what I tried, but it's a little more difficult. So this is actually like really old data. I just don't want to slow us down by looking at stuff. Yeah, I think I only like imported a night or something. Let's see what we got. It'll take us to the most recent. Yeah. So I do like SleepHQ. It's a whole lot harder to work with. A whole lot harder. Okay, I don't know where I am on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to import data. And what we want to do here is we want to take all these files and drag them into this box. I know that sounds really stressful and strenuous, but I promise you it's not as bad as it looks. So All that data is right here on this SD card. So I'm going to open that because this is the SD card that we put in to import into Oscar. So I just need to get these files, copy them, and I'm going to drag them into this box. It's going to do its little thingy, and it's going to basically give me a green check mark once all of them have been satisfied. And it appears it's very satisfied. Now this might mess up because I have the wrong machine, but we'll just see what happens. So begin upload. So this is going to take a while. SleepHQ takes a bit, and this is why I like SleepHQ. It all goes to the cloud, goes to their server. So if I have a person that wants to share their data with me, I can not have a Zoom with them, and I can go on and I can look at their data without them even being present. If you want your doctor to look at it, good luck getting them to look at it, but you could theoretically share that link with them. They can go on and look at your data. So for that reason, SleepHQ is really, really awesome. Some of the things I don't like are how like stuff is fixed. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this, if I wanted to have the leak rate above the flow rate, I could put it there. I could drop that down. Remember I said some of these things are not real helpful. I actually have I have my recording thing here covering up a box I really, 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 really need. So let me see if I can move that around. So like right here, if I want to take these graphs, I can turn these off if I don't even want to have them present, which it doesn't matter if they're present, but you have a lot of flexibility within Oscar in where channels are and how they're displayed. I can go into the file, I can go into Oscar preferences, and I can say, what is the appearance? I want the line to be really thick, which you don't want it thick. You can have it very thin. You can go to the waveforms, so you can show things that you want to show. You actually even change the rules on some of the things so that they show up more. You can get it to basically auto score it the way you want, which, by the way, kind of a fool's errand. I wouldn't do that either. Just get comfortable with how you read the data. And in general, reading data on these, you want these waves to be nice and round and full. And if they're not, your sleep's probably crap. Okay, let's go ahead and check back with SleepHQ. And we're getting there. So what do you guys want to talk about as this is slowly reaching its way to 100%? Now's a good time to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. SleepHQ, you just need to go to sleephq.com. You sign up for a free account. There's also paid accounts, and you can like have access to their forums. I've actually never been on there, so I have no idea how helpful that is. So in here, you can have trend data, and remember that other trend data, it's different. Everything's just different. It's just, to me, it feels harder to access. But it does have some of the tools that are like very important. But some of these other things makes it rough. Oh yeah, so it's not letting me do it because it's the wrong machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you random dudes data in here. So to my knowledge, you can't resize these. I can't move the leak above the breathing. I mean, maybe you can. I have no idea. But in here, I can look at the leak rates. I can zoom in the same way, left click and drag. I can scroll right, scroll left. Scrolling out, there's no like, you have to hit, I think it's X. Yeah, X scrolls out. Or I can hit R, and R will scroll out all the way. But basically the functionality is pretty much the same. It's just a little bit, like I would say a lot slower because it's web-based. So it's having to upload all that data and like try to, I don't even know how to say it, like render it, tries to render it quickly. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I go zoom in here, I'll zoom in tight. You'll notice these are like really skinny, and then it'll do like a pop, and you see how it just changed there? It does like a little pop as everything like renders in like smoothly. But if you're trying to scroll through large amounts of data quickly, it makes it tough. That's really the only reason I like Oscar better. But to me, it's a big reason. But I'm not trying to poo-poo Oscar. Some people don't have like an SD card slot on their machine, or they don't have a computer. They have like an iPad or a phone that they're using it on. And you can use an iPad and phone with SleepHQ. Oscar is just a computer-based program. You can only use it on a computer. SleepHQ, you can use it on a computer. You can use it on any kind of tablet or phone. So it's kind of cool for that. I've actually never done it, but I know people do. And then if you want to get rid of that data for whatever reason, like for me, it's not a profile I plan on using. I'm going to say delete, and I'm going to get rid of that. All right, hopefully that was helpful as far as getting the program installed. You know, I don't want to, hopefully this doesn't come across as like political, but But a long time ago, this is not going to be a political example by any stretch. I just know it's a hot topic now. I like to use a thing like whenever someone says something about, the reason I mention politics is some political thing like, oh my God, this person said this or that person said that. Always go to the source code. Source code's where it's at. And so I look at this as the exact same thing. SleepHQ and Oscar, that is the source code. You're looking at super, super granular data. Let's go and open this so we have a visual. We're looking at this extremely granular data. I can look at half of a wave if I want. I can look at the whole night. I can look at the trend of the leak all night. Was there a leak? And okay, when this leak occurred, what happened? And oh wow, it caused me to wake up. That's interesting. But I have all this data. If you're looking at the My Air app, all you have access to is AHI 0.54. It doesn't say anything about anything else. And also we can look at the leak rate down here. Like, what does that even mean? I don't know what that means. If it says 3.6, does that mean, am I to believe that that means that I started my mouth leak at precisely this time and it did all this stuff? No, of course not. You have to look at the actual data. You have to look at it yourself. Don't let some app or some doctor tell you what it means. You go in, do the research, take a look at it. And if you're not sure, obviously research it and talk to your doctor about it, but at least you have a good place to start from that's not just because I said so or because the machine spit that number out. Go to the source code. The source code is everything on, I'm going to pull out this card. The source code is everything that's on this card that's in your machine, and then you have access to all your data. And just when your doctor poo-poos the idea of using Oscar or SleepHQ, it's the data from your machine. It's just reporting it there, moving this to there. And this, by the way, has been used in a court of law in the state of California. Oscar data was used in a court of law. And when your doctor says it wasn't FDA approved, you can say, well, guess what, doctor? 1 out of 3 medications that are FDA approved end up getting FDA unapproved because they're hella dangerous. So keep that in your back pocket. All right, hopefully that helps you guys. If you like this content, like I said, like and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts in the comments section of this video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Clean your stinky mask with some Mask Bright, available at Amazon. And time for an extra thick thanks, buddy, to my top level supporters: Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Stuart Hetherington, Alan Liu, Edward Steiner, and I'd like to say thank you also to these people, as well as those other people. Up the ante, you get a shout out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Barely even on screen, but still appreciate the support.